When you are pricing your textbooks, you cannot base your price off of what you necessarily want others to pay for your textbook. You have to base the price not necessarily off of what you pay for the textbook, but off of what other students are selling them for. Say for example you bought a textbook and it cost you $140 at the student store. It's going to be really, really hard for you to sell it back for anything close to $140. Like even maybe if you're trying to sell the book back for $100, it will be really, really difficult. The reason for this is because students tend to buy from sources other than the student store, which is something that you should also do, because the student store tends to sell things for a really, really high price. So when you're selling textbooks, just keep that in mind. Keep track of what other students are asking for the textbooks so you don't end up asking for too high a price or too low a price. That said, if you're selling a textbook, you might want to list the price as a little bit higher than what you actually want for the textbook. And after you sell enough textbooks, you start to understand how to balance this out. And the reason why you want to maybe list the price a little bit higher is not necessarily because you want to make more of a profit, but because students know that they can bargain. For example, I am not a chain store. If I were to sell you this textbook, I am able to lower my price while the student store is not. And other students know that, so they'll try to bargain the price down. So what I might do is I might list the prices a little bit higher than what I actually would want for the book. And what they'll do is they'll try to bargain the price down, even though they'd be willing to pay whatever I was asking. And usually these students are willing to pay whatever you're asking for the textbook because that's the only reason why they would respond to maybe your Facebook post about the textbook, because they think they have a chance of getting the book for what you're asking or maybe a little bit less. So just keep that in mind. And that is basically how you have to price textbooks. It's always based on what other people are wanting to buy the book for. This is good for any location that you're trying to sell a textbook. For example, the student stores are really trying to make a profit, so they will offer you a really, really low buying price. They'll try to buy your textbooks from you for a really, really low price. That's why I avoid the student store a lot. If you're trying to sell the book on the internet, you might be able to ask for a little bit higher price than what students are willing to pay. And if you're selling to students, you have to be aware of what other students are selling the same textbook for on these for sale groups on these social networking websites. Right, just some things to keep in mind when you're selling textbooks. Okay, thanks for watching.